Recording is in progress.
Thank you. Would like to take the opening prayer, and Dr. Yewande, can you take the opening prayer so we can start?
Okay. I'll pray a Christian prayer. In Jesus' name, our Lord and our God, we thank you for this opportunity you've given us today to gather together. As is the International Workers' Day, we are grateful that we've not been consumed by disaster, Ukrainian war, COVID, a lot of things happening around us. Many people have lost their jobs because their organizations cannot continue. We're here together to give thanks to God for the opportunity to be alive and the opportunity to make advancements through collaboration as well. So we thank God for this, and we pray that many more fruitful years, and as we start a new month today, it will be a new month for progress in Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, Dr. Yewande, for the opening prayer. So we go quickly to the next agenda, and that is the introduction and welcome address by Moyi Oluwa Adebayo. Can we have Moyi Oluwa Adebayo come up with the introduction and welcome address?
You have to do the introduction and welcome address as co-moderator, because the moderator is not.
Okay.
You step in wherever it says Moyi or
Moyi Oluwa. Oh, okay. 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 So briefly like to introduce you and welcome to this workers Workers' Day ceremony. It's workers. And so it just, got my attention there. Like, why would there be an International Workers' Day? It should be a day for everyone to rest as workers, whether you are a physical worker or a mental worker, so to speak. So we all have to rest. And so why should there be a day for us all to just be set aside to rest as workers? And then so it took me to trying to understand what the whole thing is about. And it goes Labor's Day. Okay, so it's all about labor. Okay, so what's the labor about it? Is it the mental one that is more strenuous, or is it the physical labor that is more strenuous? Anyway, to cut the long story short, there's really no labor that is not strenuous, be it mental, be it physical. So if you're at home and you work on the computer daily, stressing your head, trying to think of strategies and all that has to do some form of physical labor, it's crazy labor. And in total, it should be celebrated, and there should be a day set aside for everyone to, celebrate that day. And so I welcome you all today for this beautiful ceremony that has been put together by WHOPE International, which is World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity. Celebrating this day is really, really a good move, which I believe must have been in the act for many years past, and this would not be the first and all of that. So I really want to thank you all for taking out some time to come in here and celebrate this day together with us all. I really appreciate you. I'll like to go, I'm supposed to welcome a certain number of people, but as it is right now, we just have a few of us in here. And so I'll go straight to those in the house. Folorunsho Lawal, welcome here. Thank you for taking your time out to come here to celebrate this day. Lady Patience in Kiruka, welcome. Thank you for taking the time out.
Thank you.
Andrew.
Thank you.
Andrew Networks, thank you so much for coming here to celebrate this day with us. And of course, Dr. Yewande Okonore, thank you so much for all you do, all you've been doing. You are, you are just so beautiful. I don't have any other word to say, but beautifully encompassing in all you do, and in putting everyone together to come here and celebrate this day. It's beautiful in our sight, and it's the day that the Lord has made. Thank you all. Welcome, Lady Patience. Welcome here.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Point of correction, Lighton, is His Royal Highness Andrew Williams Jr., not Andrew.
Oh my goodness! I just went through the, people on here, and I just called out the name. I'm so sorry. Pardon my manners. Welcome here, Your Royal Highness.
His
Andrew,
Royal
welcome.
Highness Andrew Williams Jr.
Thank you.
Welcome here. Welcome, sir. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
I believe
And
the
so
next.
yes, and the next on the agenda is the chief speaker for today, Dr. Yewande Okonore Oyekenu, the Lagos State Government Foreign Scholarship Award recipient and partially funded too. Welcome,
10%
Dr.
of my
Yewande.
education.
Let's have you speak.
Okay. Yes, it's good I have somebody from my end. That's my personal assistant trying to join. So on behalf of Wendy Noren Medical Research Institute, American College of Healthcare Executives, Southern California chapter where I belong to, Lagos State Government, Foreign Scholarship Award recipients, and of course, WHOPE International, I welcome you to this special occasion. It's the first one we are having, and it's special because it's 1 year now I've been writing. So people wonder, where did you get all those books from? So last year we had 10 books published, and this year I became a member of the governing board for WHOPE, and then it was a good idea for our books to be available in various languages so that we actually represent WHOPE, we can cover the world. So today we are celebrating, we now have 30 books by Wendy Noren, thanks to WHOPE teachers. However, we need to support our teachers. So as I go on, I will read the speech and I would share my screen afterward. If when I will share my screen, I will let His Royal Highness be aware. So my personal assistant at Wendy Noren Medical Research is here in his uniform as well. I'm in black because I'm his boss. So my researchers wear white. So he's doing his master's in forensic accounting at the Montfort University. So I do not have an office. I registered my organization in Los Angeles. However, we don't have an office because of COVID. So we've moved to online. So if you have a university student or somebody who's waiting for university admission, bring them to Wendy Noren, and we keep them busy, doing research that will improve society, not research that will end up in the university library. So this is the reason why we're here today, Keys to Successful Leadership in Healthcare Settings. This book is available on Lulu Bookstore, Amazon, and over 1,000 publishers worldwide. Chapter 9, page 64, Effective Training Methods for Healthcare Workers. The major employees in the healthcare sector are doctors, nurses, and pharmacists who are trained in medical schools for the wellness of the community. While empathy is highly essential at all levels of the medical profession, there are instances where professional conduct, such as dispensing of drugs or prompt presentation of a prescription by the patient, is highly valuable. Various professionals have different types of training due to attending different institutions. However, each country tries to provide a learning standard for the achievement of a medical degree. In more developed countries, there is a higher level of conduct among medical staff. However, foreign trained staff may find it difficult to adjust to the new country's regulations and practices, despite successfully completing an advanced medical exam for foreign trained professionals. Corporate training has been used in various sectors to ensure that employees are well trained and meet the organization's standard and culture, like Tovenco 2016. However, once the basic undergraduate training is faulty in the medical profession, it becomes challenging to train a supposedly qualified medical staff, as healthcare employees are required to pass their basic training before employment. Physicians and nurse shortages are felt more in low-income countries, with countries like India having 0.7 physicians per 1,000 population, compared to 2.81 physicians per 1,000 and 2.45 physicians per 1,000 in the UK and US, respectively. Baker, Brown, Ashen, Sengupta, and Safdar, 2017. This shortage happens across all professions in the healthcare field and makes the healthcare sector dependent on staff that have no form of clinical training to support the qualified staff. According to Bhathi, Shah, and Jericho 2017, it can be said that training helps to contribute through learned knowledge, and it also helps an employee to increase employee job satisfaction. This chapter aims to explore training methods for various healthcare workers and argue in favor of the most efficient way suitable for adoption of any healthcare establishment. Some people were trying to join, so I was the one that had to admit them. I didn't know if that has been rectified now.
Multiple people are identified as co-hosts. Any of them can let someone in.
Okay, please, I would like Lighton, please, Famo Lighton, to handle that for me, to admit people while I'm. So today we are looking at a case study.
Oh, I've been doing that.
Training in low-income countries for employees in the healthcare sector. We are focusing on Asia today because we have about 5 healthcare workers / teachers who have come from Asia. They will be starting the Asian Journal Club very soon, and this is their case study. Baker, Brown, Ashan, Sengupta, and Safdar 2017 explained inadequate employee training in clinical subjects in pharmacies in Indian villages as a contributor to poor outcomes with antibiotic overuse or underuse, and their findings are summarized here. As with other countries, India expects that a pharmacy must always have a licensed pharmacist on the premises, but this is not the case as in most cases. There is multiple staff with a background in engineering, business, arts, or only a high school qualification dispensing medication, and who do so without the presence of a prescription. Our co-moderator today is a pharmacist, so she understands and she will send the message. She's in charge of Asia. The basic training required to work in a pharmacy in India is a diploma or bachelor's in pharmacy, which is not sufficient enough to operate a pharmacy effectively, as the course requirements and syllabus do not provide adequate clinical training. Baker, Brown, Ashan, Sengupta, and Safdar 2017. The result is the dispensing of a shorted dosage regimen of 2 days against the 7 to 10 days regimen required to treat symptoms, or an over-dispensing in some cases. Dispensing a limited quantity of antibiotics is due to poverty and the lack of understanding of the non-clinical staff in the pharmacies that an underdose is as worse as an overdose of antibiotics. The reasons given were that the team was facing pressure from patients, or they had compassion on the patients as the antibiotic was required to treat infection in most cases. the patient could not present a prescription due to distance to the location of a qualified doctor or inability to afford the services of a qualified doctor. Hence the trial and error with various antibiotics, with augmentin as the most abused medicine. Recommendation for training healthcare workers. I will not read the entire chapter. So some recommendations are corporate university technique, empathy as an efficient skill for patient care and employee training, web-based learning in medicine. In summary, various methods of training staff in the healthcare sector for doctors, nurses, and pharmacists have been addressed in this chapter. However, there is staff with non-clinical degrees, such as caregivers in care homes, or pharmacy staff with no idea of drug use or the value of a prescription. All staff, irrespective of their level of medical training, should be managed effectively for the facility's benefit. The use of corporate university system will be valuable if hospitals can ensure that caregivers in care homes are registered as nursing students upon the commencement of their appointment, and pharmacy staff are enrolled in courses that provide a diploma, at least in drug administration, thereby making them more relevant for the community with fewer tasks, with fewer risks to the organization. Empathy has been addressed as a vital tool for all healthcare staff. However, this should be used with caution within a pharmacy setting, as the reason in the case study for dispensing whatever the patient can afford was empathy. If pharmacies always insist on presenting a prescription in all countries, then the issue of antibiotic resistance as a result of over or underdose will be eliminated. Most importantly, the curriculum of all clinical subjects should be reviewed regularly, and the web-based teaching methods should be incorporated into the curriculum for clinical training of staff. The references are Barker, Brown, Ashes, and Gupta, SAFTA 2017, Bati, Shah, Jericho 2017, Fallon, Begon, and Riley 2013, Freeberg 2016, Lytofenko 2016, Sati, Dali, and Higgins 2017. All books are available on Amazon, and you can get them from Lulu stores as well. I want to say thank you to everyone for coming. I was hoping that my teachers will be here, but we have various time zones, and probably those in Asia are about going to bed, preparing for Ramadan Monday, Tuesday. So I would be happy if I can share my screen briefly. Okay. Our retired nurse just entered. She's in the waiting room. I've let her in.
Yes, you can share the screen.
Yes. So I can share my screen now. And after I read the achievements of the teachers by the collaboration with WHOPE and Wendy Noren, I want Famala Itonlawal to read the 25 teachers we have, and then we can have board member inauguration afterward. So I have just read my speech from this book, Keys to Successful Leadership in Healthcare Settings, and I want to acknowledge the sponsors are Rinzel International. She's a supplier of petroleum to Malaysia, and she's an international supplier of petroleum. She's based in Nigeria. Enrichment Physiotherapy and Wellness Center by Demolu Atoyin Joseph. She's a retired nurse and she's just joined us now. Thank you for joining us and for supporting us. Hope Enterprises is the supporter for the Yoruba language and the science fiction movie in Yoruba and Asian language. Venus Health, who is our co-moderator today, is Famala Itonlawal, who has now gone international by collaborating with my Asian and Brazilian teachers. We have WHOPE, of course, and myself, Wendy Noren. You can see the handshake on the book cover representing a diversity. You can see two colors, hands there. It could be black and white, it could be male and female, you know, it could be anything, but it shows a diverse workforce. And we have come together today by Andrew Networks, AHIABGA-TV, which has been done for us over the months, and thanks to His Royal Highness Andrew Williams Jr. I must declare of interest. My education abroad cost me about £50,000, and 10% of that money came from Lagos State government, and the other came from personal funding and support from family and friends. I am Dr. Yewande Okunoro Yekenu, member, American College of Healthcare Executives. I will go quickly. So today is May 1, 2022, International Workers' Day. One of our teachers, the head teacher, has prepared the slides for us. These are the list of international teachers who have really been active, and then Famolaiton Lawa will do the honors of reading the entire 25 list. Those are for teachers alone. We still have other staff. I am Dr. Yewande Okunoro Yekenu. My country is global. I do not have a country because I represent all countries. So that's why WHOPE is very, passionate to everything I do, because it represents the world. I teach English, United Kingdom, United States. I teach Yoruba, a little bit of Hausa, a little bit of Igbo, Pidgin English I teach very well, and Arabic, I just know how to say the prayer. So my students are science students, are healthcare workers. I may not be able to teach business students, people that can teach these subjects, they are welcome to join. I am the CEO of Wendy Medical Research Institute, and my personal assistant is here with me today. And as I said, whatever I do, 10% of my education funds came from Lagos State government. So 10% of anything I do, they are the beneficiary. Venus Health, Famolaiton Lawal is the founder of Venus Health, and during the COVID-19 pandemic, she started making masks and hand sanitizers and things that are useful. Yes, like we said in the case study now, the way they are training our students, we had an exam at the University of Ibadan when I was doing my master's about 11 years ago, and then somebody went to report the Harvard lecturer. He's a visiting lecturer from Harvard. He was teaching us virology, in a pharmacology lecture, and now I can make a vaccine in 10 minutes if you let me into your lab. I might be making vaccine for Ebola, but I don't do what I'm not asked to do. So if they need me, they should let me know. So they were teaching us all of that, and he's done the vaccine for Lassa fever, and that part of that vaccine was used here in the UK to make the AstraZeneca vaccine for COVID. So we should not neglect our African scientists. So by his collaboration, of course, with Harvard, he got his professorship under the WHO, but some people refuse to call him professor because they were like, he's too young, he's this. But if WHO calls you a professor, you are a professor, and everybody should respect that irrespective of your age. So they went to report him that he was teaching what was not in the syllabus. This was in 2010, and the syllabus was written in 1980. So he was teaching them something that was current, but they wanted him to follow what was in the syllabus. So Famolaiton Lawal is a perfect example of a pharmacist who has made, hand sanitizers, responded to, of course, I got some for my family members, face masks, responded to COVID-19 pandemic based on not that, oh, I sell paracetamol and you're still selling paracetamol. When people are dying of COVID, you should be responding to your community. We need more pharmacists like this, and that's why she's the registrar. Today, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, she will be registering people that want to study a language or want to just, maybe their research is taking too long, their PhD is taking 10 years. Come to Wendy Norren and we help you shorten your degree as long as your supervisor allows you. So Venus Health has gone international now, no more Nigeria, pharmacy and stores, because she's now representing Africa, Asia, Middle East, and South America, where she will be teaching English. She might not know any other language, as I like to abuse her. We went to university together, but you can't beat her when it comes to British English. And Naima Pino in Ecuador, we can see the logo of Rinzel is on it because, as I explained, Rinzel exports petroleum. So she's in Ecuador, and she has said she wants to resign and come and work for me full time. And I said, look, I can't I can't take you full-time. I myself, I'm not paid. You want to resign and work for me full-time. So what does she do? She teaches Spanish, French, and English. She's nearly done with a doctorate, but her specialty is tourist guide. Some people, when they get to Yoruba land, for instance, the first thing they want to do is to take picture with the you're in Lagos, or they want to go and swim in Osun River and they saw, maybe the mermaid, they want to take a picture. So she educates tourists. When you get to a country, what do? The first thing is to learn the rules, unless you be swallowed up by a shark. And they'll be watching you because they're saying it in Spanish, but you don't understand what they're saying. So she is based in South America. However, because she teaches Spanish and French and English, she's my tutor, because French for Canada and Spanish for Southern California and Mexico, US English. So Naima is the Senior Manager, International Students Orientation. We do not want students picking forms going to study in countries that's not safe for them. And if they're in a country that is safe for them, they must know the rules and regulations. So Naima will be teaching those languages as well as educating them. Christine Aguinaldo is the head teacher based in Philippines. She has been teaching English language for over 10 years. She's now adopted by Wendy Noren Medical Research Institute because people might not want to learn Filipino. That's why we made her head teacher. And when the opportunity comes, she can teach English while we are waiting for a Filipino teacher. Renzel logo is also there because, as I said, her affiliation is Malaysia. So Renzel, if you want to start exporting to Philippines and other places, Christine, our teachers are also ambassadors for international students to support them. We have Gloria Morales. Gloria is the South American region director. She has connection with Brazilian Ministry of Health, and now they've asked us to bring a proposal to establish WHOPE in Brazil. I don't know how that's going to function, but I know that we have WHOPE members that are up to the task. I'm a scientist and I want to remain so. She's struggling hard for us to have WHOPE there, so we can see the physiotherapy logo there for Enrichment, Telescope for science fiction, Renzel for petroleum, Wendy Noren for medical research, and WHOPE, of course, for peace and equity. So she teaches Brazilian, Portuguese, and English. And she's the mentor of our medical translator trainees in South America. This is Ujwani Josh. She's an actress in India. She's my Bollywood director. I will be doing the Yoruba science fiction movie and she's going to do the Indian version. So that's why my logo is there. And then Enrichment, physiotherapy, because of things like yoga. She's an actress. She can, do some yoga. And, we want our physiotherapy in Nigeria, to be spiced up by these international teachers. They are not just teachers. I have one of my teachers who works in a gym and in a kitchen, and he teaches Spanish. He's in Switzerland. So we'll learn about all our teachers. Later on, we'll announce them. So she's teaching Bengali and English. And if you love Bollywood so much, yes, we are going to have Captain Adediwura Bollywood. She may not look like me, but I tried my best. So she's the Asian science fiction movie director, as well as the journal club director for Asia. We have a pharmacist. We had in the case study what happens in India. So she is a pharmacist, Drashti Jani, and she teaches Hindi, German, and English. Pharmalaiton's logo is there because she's going to be adopting her, as a senior colleague in the profession. She'll be putting her through. Drashti has been to over 7 or 8 countries. We have Enrichment Physiotherapy logo and Wendy Noren. So all these teachers are WHOPE teachers, but we want our sponsors to, look at what is feasible for them. Maybe you want to start, a research institute in Kaduna. Of course, you'll be looking for my Hausa teacher. So that's why we have all these logos there, so our sponsors can work with them. So when we have a Enrichment Physiotherapy working together with a pharmacist, we know that something good can come out of it. We have our Chinese as a second language teacher, Wang Hongyu. Zach is his English name, and Venus Health is his promoter. So we have Enrichment as well, because when people hear Chinese in Nigeria, the next thing that goes after it is Chinese bar, Chinese restaurant. So of course, we want people to actually know the right way to do things. My personal assistant, who is here in his t-shirt as well, is doing his Master of Science in Forensic Accounting. A lot of issues have been happening. That's why Nigeria is corrupt, or people think we are corrupt, but with forensic accounting, you know, he's perfect for the job, so that when we are doing our auditing, he can, you know, guide us right as healthcare workers. We have Hope Enterprises registered in UK and registered in Nigeria as his sponsor. We have Enrichment as well. Enrichment is more like a family to him. So Demolu, I told Joseph, today I'm selling my personal assistant to you, so it doesn't trouble me all the time. If you want to do any forensic accounting, he is looking for a place to train. So he teaches Yoruba and Hausa to beginners. This is Giacona Chiaka from Nigeria. She teaches Igbo and French. National by Lady Patience and Kurukanwa Basi is the sponsor for all Igbo languages, international Igbo languages. So Miss Adobe Loretta has Rinzel logo because the sponsor of Igbo language is Rinzel. She is in Nigeria, however, she studied in the United Kingdom. She studied health policy. So if you are having an Igbo language journal club and Loretta is not there, it's only a town's meeting. We have Ambassador Dr. Cynthia Okwenyalu, aka Rinzel logo is there again because she's the Igbo language teacher as well as Director of Language and Culture. And of course, assisting me in Captain Adediwura is my Assistant Director, Yoruba Science Fiction Movie, Adebayo Moyolua, who was supposed to be the moderator today, but had issues with her connection. So she's my assistant, and of course my logo is there. And Untitled Enterprises, the sponsor of the Yoruba science fiction movie and Yoruba language, is there for her. And finally, I must say today, the award 2022 is for Gabriela Caetano Pito. She's the medical translator trainee, and Onoren Amperi, who promotes Yoruba language in North and South America, will be supporting her as well as myself. Her preferred place is Brazilian Ministry of Health. They have asked us to come and present what we do. So she will be learning Turkish and Yoruba, and in addition to Brazilian, Portuguese, and English, which she already knows. Today, she has a gift, and her gift is the Portuguese language for healthcare workers, which is now on Amazon. So Gabriela will be supported by the South America region director, Gloria, so that we want Brazilian Ministry of Health or something similar. So we already have discussions with Brazilian Ministry of Health through Gloria, and we hope that our teachers will be well looked after. Support a teacher today. I have done my best, and today I am supporting my teachers with at least 2 copies of the books that they've translated. All books are now available on Amazon except Igbo, Hausa, Arabic, Italian, and German, because we want to do a perfect job. We don't want Amazon to read and reject, so we're doing it in batches. So that was Portuguese for Gabriela, and this is the English which was out last year for students, and this is English for teachers. This is French. So each teacher will be getting a copy of what they teach. And this is Spanish. So they don't really need to make noise and say, oh, this book is their business card. This is Yoruba. These are books that came out last year, and the books that came out last 3 days, the head teacher, this is Filipino. She's going to be getting 2 copies as well as a PDF. This is to support their business so that they don't start asking me for students. They themselves, with this book, can go out and say, yes, Pamela Lawa was saying we should give the teacher a gift. I said, I don't have anything to give them other than books. The books they've translated are now on Amazon. I think that's the best gift I can give anybody in the world, to be my partner. And this is Turkish version by Asude Berakta. She read translation and interpretation, so she can translate to any language, That's what she went to school to study, how to translate. She's graduating in June, and she's probably joining Wendy Noren permanently as medical translator with Gabrielle. So Asude is about 25 and Gabrielle is about 21. So anybody who is older than 25, I'm sorry, it might be difficult to train them. This is Chinese. It's going to be out on Amazon tomorrow, but they already have an interest. And then we have Hindi. So the Chinese and the Hindi version have Famula Iton's Lawal logo on it, because a lot of Nigerian medication comes from India and China. So we want our Nigerian pharmacists to be able to read the language. And if you're coming from my 41st birthday, my actress in Bengali language for healthcare workers, my actress has done the translation. This is for July 15th, my 41st birthday public lecture is on Amazon. Go get your copy on Lulu Bookstore. So thank you very much for listening. I'll now hand over to the moderator to continue the program.
Thank you very much, Dr. Yewande, for that introduction to of all the teachers. Beautiful introduction. Well done. I would like to steal some time to welcome the people that just came in. I'd like to welcome Prophet N. Anyawu. Please unmute yourself and let us hear you. Welcome here, sir. Prophet N. Anyawu. Can you unmute yourself?
I'm here, and I know that Anyawu is thought of as a male name, but there's a story that goes with
I'm
that.
sorry.
I won't do that today, but that's okay. So what are you needing from me?
I just wanted you to let us know that you're in and just to welcome you, basically. Because when I did welcoming, you weren't here. And then I just thought to take some time out to welcome those that came in after I had done the introduction. Thank you so much for coming in.
So please, briefly after your name, if you would be so kind, just to introduce your background briefly. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. I am, as you said, well, kind of sort of retired, kind of sort of. I still have an active license, nursing, registered nurse license. I say retired because I operate, of course, in different states. In the United States, you have to be careful about where your license is. Since this is a global platform, I'm actually active. I'm a holistic practitioner. And so I've been a nurse for quite a long time, a lot in mental health. The work that I still do is around holistic health, specifically, and well, more specifically in mental health, because I've been finding that some of my research around the impact of the mind, body, emotion connection, that is a key piece. So that's one of the things I do. I'm also one of 15 individuals in the United States that were African-American individuals that were appointed to 400 Years of African American History Commission in 2018. Should have sunsetted in 2020, but they've extended us every year to highlight the accomplishments of people of African descent since our arrival in the United States and change, and also to bring forth some of the tragedies and trauma and how to work through that today. Also a part of the Elders Council in my local community, as well as on the national community. So we set out to set up councils across the country and hopefully across the world to be able to bring together the wisdom of the elders again and make it impactful in the community for healing. And I serve on something called the World Council of Mayors, not so much on a board, but I'm a part of that to help reach cities around the world that can twin with cities in the United States to support the local mayor in those communities. And I'm a part of the permanent forum, the working group, anyway, a civil society working group for the permanent forum on people of African descent, which was the resolution was put forth by the United Nations in August the 2nd, 2021, bringing approximately 1.6 billion people of African descent together with one voice at the United Nations finally, so that we can talk about the global issues that impact people of African descent. So that's sort of a quick summary.
And please
Beautiful.
put your contact information in the chat. Thank you. Back to you, moderator.
Beautiful, beautiful. Welcome here again. Welcome. And I would like to also welcome Chaplain James Obatumibi. Welcome, sir. Can you unmute yourself? Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Femalaita. Thank you so much.
Welcome, sir.
It's a
Nice
pleasure
to have
be
you
here.
here.
Thank you, and thank God for seeing your face for the first time, and the
Really?
face for the first time, and everyone joining us. Thank you so much for having us on board. My name is James Messi Obatumibi. I am the CEO of World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity. So you are all welcome. Ambassador Andrew, thank you so much for having us here.
You're very welcome.
Welcome, sir. I'd also like to welcome Lloyd Helverty. Can you unmute yourself? Welcome, welcome, sir.
Yes. Yes, so hopefully I can be heard. Thank you for inviting me to this event. I actually was going to be on another call, but for some reason that other link failed, so I came on this call instead. But thank you. I am Lloyd Helferty, the Chief Ecosystem Director for Energime University, their Program Development Director as well. So I'm in Canada though, even though the Energime is in New York, in Manhattan. So we're basically putting together this global unity network. I've been working with Andrew for the most part, but as well as some of my colleagues in Africa, and specifically a gentleman by the name of Carlos. We are putting together this network to support the ad hoc International Advisory Board Goodwill Ambassadors process of globalization of the global goals. So we are developing this network, and Prophet Cox is actually putting together some events for us to have some health network events every Tuesday, and then we have our projects events every Wednesday, and I hosted myself as well a what we call an Indigenous Unity Summit event every Thursday. We've been going on for now approaching 50 weeks of doing this every week, every Thursday, to bring together all of the Indigenous peoples of the world, including the approximately 3,000 Indigenous communities of Africa, bridging across to the Americas as well. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you for coming here. Thank you so much. Thank you. I would also like to welcome here R1 Rusli. Can you unmute yourself?
Hello, I hope everybody can hear me. My name is Irwan Rusli. I'm with the Rusli Institute of Technology and Development. My special interest about the healthcare part is dealing with the telemedicine. I'm hoping to be able to look at the potential telemedicine in the rural area, in a remote and poor area. We are working right now in terms of poverty alleviation in collaboration with Lloyd Global Unity Network and Andrew's AHIABGA. And so we have several projects hopefully coming up in Africa mostly. And so I'm looking for potential application of telemedicine in rural, remote, where the doctor is not available, where the doctor may be in the big city, and using a video to video, we can communicate with the patient and maybe with the nurse or assistant nurse on location with the patient that can communicate with the doctor, so that this can be utilized in the area where doctor is not available. Thank you.
Well done. Beautiful. Thank you for coming. I'd like to call on Mohammed Bashir. Can you unmute yourself? Thank you for coming. Mohammed Bashir, can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, thank you very much. Can you hear me? Yeah, Mohammed Nuruddin. I'm the president of Goodwill International Volunteers. is a big youth organization in Africa that we're trying to showcase the African youth to not to travel out of the continent, try to see how they can make impact in their own respective community. So through the president of Rwanda, we'll be able to start up a big Youth Connect Africa. So now a lot of African countries now are connecting. I think that's basically what I can say for now. I'm very interested with the presentation. I'm looking forward on partnership with you all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And welcome again, sir. I'd like to call finally on Folorunsho Lawal, co-host. Can you unmute yourself? Folorunsho Lawal, can you unmute yourself?
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Welcome. Welcome.
Greetings, everyone.
Yes, go right ahead, please.
Okay. Greetings, everyone. I quite appreciate everyone on the platform, and I appreciate the topic this afternoon. And my name is Mrs. Folorunsho Lawal, the CEO, Mercy of God for the Age Foundation. We care for the older persons, 60 years and above in our foundation. Our services, we care for them in the area of medical, charitable services. We also have our University of the Third Age, where they learn, they laugh, and they live long. And we also do outreaches where we locate these elders in the communities, especially through the local governments. Recently we did our coordinators program, so that all these coordinators will be shared in various communities to reach out to the elderly ones to support them. And this afternoon, I quite appreciate you for this topic, and it's very impacting, and we hope to join you in other lectures you will set in the nearest future. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Folorunsho Lawal. Thank you. Which says the introduction of healthcare workers and the language teachers for Air Ambulance Project by pharmacist Olaito Lawal, the founder of Venus Health International.
Sorry, excuse
I'll
me,
briefly go to the.
Laito, can you give me a minute, please? I think you missed Demolu Watoyin Joseph is here, and she's one of our sponsors. Yes, she's for Enrichment Physiotherapy and Wellness Center. Demolu Watoyin Joseph, can you introduce yourself briefly? And after that, Madam Miriam Khan, she's from Pakistan. You know, and I think this is almost 2 a.m. in Pakistan right now. Demolu Watoyin Joseph, and after that, Madam Miriam Khan. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody.
Please go ahead.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me? Okay. My name is Dame Oluwatoyin Joseph.
I'm sorry.
I'm the CEO of Enrichment Physiotherapy and Wellness Center. So in our facility, what we do is we take care of patients. If I write from, we take care of children, we take care of teenagers, we take care of adults, and even the elderly who require physiotherapy services. And then for preventive and even for aftercare, that is post-surgery. Most of our clients who have issues with their lumbar, with spine, and then they come in, they are treated. If they don't get better, we work in partnership with a neurosurgeon who eventually take over the cases. So some of them require surgery. And once the intervention is put in place, they come back to our facility for rehabilitation. We do physio sessions for them. The aftercare, we have caregivers who are also there to look after the patients. We don't have the relation, we don't need the relations to come around and stay. So it's like a home away from home. And then on outpatient basis, we take care of children who have like facial palsy, Erb's palsy, who have all sorts of neurological conditions, even adults that have stroke. They are all taken care of in our physiotherapy outfits. So we are in partnership with some hospitals in Lagos, like Evercare, like Euracare, like in NMPC Medical Services. So many of them like that, just to mention a few, who refer their patients to us on outpatient basis and also for inpatient rehabilitation. So we are happy to be in partnership with you people this afternoon. And then we look forward to the lectures to be given. And we believe that it's going to be very, very impactful, and look forward to more presentations in the future. Thank you very much, as we have also enjoyed the ones in the past. Thank you.
Thank you,
Welcome. Thank you so much for coming.
Yes.
Mariam Khan, can you unmute yourself? Welcome again. Welcome here.
Yes, thank you so much. And greetings to everyone from Pakistan. This is Mariam Khan, Executive Director, Community Development Foundation, and also the Vice President and the co-founder of Global Women's Development Network. And today I'm really glad to being with so many colleagues from globally. And thank you so much, Dr. Yewande, for inviting me on such an important session on health and well-being. And we are also very much glad and ready for the partnership with the health and well-being sector in the impact of AHIABGA-TV and moving towards AHIABGA-TV. And thank you so much for all available colleagues that I think so this group can be a very big start for the health initiative, which is purely the need of for our women, and especially the rural women, which can't access the health facilities which they require, and especially on-time health facilities for them. So I think so educate the trainers, educate the ladies, and educate the rural women in different languages and by different languages is one of the powerful steps from Dr. Yewande. And thank you so much, Dr. Yewande, to understand our vision also, and also accept our invitation to be the partner of the network. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. So I'll go straight to the introduction of the healthcare workers and language teachers for the Air Ambulance project. Now, the first teacher is, obviously, you already know her, Dr. Yewande Okoyekenu. She's the UK-US teacher, English teacher, and Nigeria. And the second teacher is me, Olaito Lawal. I'm a pharmacist. I'm going to be teaching UK English, and I'm in charge of Africa, Asia, and the Middle East. The third teacher is pharmacist Drashti Jani. She's German, and she'll be teaching Hindi and English. She's in charge of Europe and Asia. The fourth teacher is Gloria Mora Alves. She's Brazilian, and she's going to be teaching Brazilian Portuguese and Yoruba culture. And she's in charge of the South America region, and she's the director of Brazil. The fifth teacher is Naima Pino, and she's going to be teaching French and Spanish. She's a senior manager and international student orientation. She's in charge of Ecuador and North America. The sixth teacher is Gabriela Brazilian Portuguese and English. She's a medical translator trainee, and she's from Brazil. The seventh teacher is Asude Bayraktar. She's going to be teaching Turkish, and she's a manager, international student orientation for Turkey. Yewande, you want to say something? Okay.
Just
The eighth teacher is okay, comment.
nothing.
Okay.
You can go on.
The eighth teacher is Elian Vanegas. She's going to be teaching Spanish and Portuguese. She's a marketer, and she's from Colombia. The ninth teacher is David Marquez Lopez, and he's Spanish. He's a gym instructor, and he's a catering manager for healthcare workers, and he's from Switzerland. The 10th teacher is Gabriel Adedapo Adefiseso. He's going to be teaching Hausa and Yoruba. He's a finance manager, and he is in the UK. The 11th teacher is Chia Jao Now, UK English, and this is also going to be in charge of Asia. The 12th teacher is Rima Cheda. She's going to be teaching UK English, and she's also going to be teaching Italian, and she's based in Ujani, Josh. And she's going to be teaching Bengali and Asian, and she's in charge of the Asian Journal Club. She's also a movie in India. The 14th teacher is Moyoluwa Adebayo. She's going to be the assistant director. Apparently supposed to be the moderator for today, but unfortunately she didn't make it because of some network issue. She's also going to be the Yoruba science fiction. She's also going to be featuring in the Yoruba science fiction movie. The 15th teacher is Zach. By the way, ni hao ma, Dr. Yewande. Don't let me go into that because I had to learn Chinese because of this beautiful Chinese teacher, Zach Hong Yong Wang. He's going to be teaching Chinese as a second language, and he's from Taiwan. The 16th teacher is Christine Aguinaldo. She's going to be teaching Filipino and English. She's the head teacher for Philippines. The 17th teacher is Kennedy Ada. He's Nigerian, and he's going to be teaching Pidgin English, and he's going to be the Pidgin English movie director. Speaking of Pidgin English, I'm so eager to hear all of that. The 18th teacher is Ambassador Dr. Cynthia Echeme. She's going to be the Igbo language teacher, the director of the language and culture, Europe and Nigeria. And the 19th teacher is Loretta Adaobi. She's going to be teaching Igbo and German. She's going to be in charge of the UK and Nigeria. The 20th, she's going to be teaching Igbo and French, in charge of Europe and Nigeria. And the 21st teacher is going to be Olayinka Anwankwo. Okay. She's going to be teaching Yoruba and Igbo, and she's Nigerian, She's going to be in charge of Nigeria and North America. 22nd teacher is Ambassador Nala Abdulwahid Suleiman. He's going to be teaching Arabic and management of healthcare workers in Sudan. The 23rd teacher is Mr. Abel Akwata. This is Yoruba translator. He's the director of the Yoruba science fiction movie in Nigeria. The 24th teacher is Miss Abidoba Oyekenu, a STEM ambassador, international director, foreign language translation, and aerospace engineering intern. Space mission, oh, I'm eager. She's Nigerian, and she's going to be in charge of Nigeria and the United States. I'm proud of my darling. And the 25th teacher is Master Kamsi Iwagu, STEM ambassador, engineering intern, climate change, Rivers of Africa director, Nigeria. Now, those are the 25 teachers that are going to be involved in the air ambulance project.
For those that don't understand, sorry, thank you very much, Olaiton Lawal. For those that don't understand, we have a project which we have just launched. So when people saw teachers translating what's happening, people are translating from English to Italian, English to Spanish, what's happening. We have an air ambulance project whereby if a healthcare worker cannot speak more than one language, and you ask what language do you speak, and they say English, and what? You must be bilingual. So if you are from Africa, for instance, and you say English and Yoruba, you don't pass because Yoruba is your mother tongue and English by, Nigerian education use. So you have not done anything by going to learn a language. So when you want to get on a foreign plane, for instance, you must be able to speak in English, Yoruba, and German, or English, Yoruba, and French before you can join the air ambulance project. And for those that may not have such language proficiencies, that's why Olaiton Lawal of Venus Health is the registrar and has done the honors of, reading the teachers aloud so that we actually know that, yes, these teachers are available. It's the healthcare workers we need now to come on board, pick a subject, and those that may not be able to afford the training, we can get support from their government or other organizations that partner with us. For instance, I will be happy to teach Yoruba, but another person might not be able to, teach Brazilian Portuguese for free, so because medical translators earn as much as 30 to, 100 pounds per hour, depending on their level of experience, and working in hospitals, you must be certified. So the certificates WHOPE has given for our teachers, they are language teachers, but the reason Olaiton Lawal read them out today is we are honoring them, and all language teachers have now been promoted to medical language translator trainee. I mean, they've translated these books. These books are now on Amazon. So instead of looking for people that want to be trained, we are training our teachers so that if there is an emergency, for instance, and they need a nurse in India to travel to Colombia, to go and speak Hindi or to go and speak Bengali, we can always speak our Bengali teacher, but because she's not a healthcare worker, she might not be. So all our teachers are going to be taking the certification training. So it's a certified medical certificate they will get, but the first one they need has been given by WHOPE, by my recommendation, and the CEO of WHOPE has signed it. So they will all take maybe Arabic. Arabic will do the United States Arabic licensing exam, the British Council exam for Yoruba. For instance, I would pass the Yoruba exam. I may not pass the French exam. Okay, I need to go and learn more. Maybe I'm going to France and I need to translate from Yoruba to French. It may be difficult because what I know is English to Yoruba. So we want healthcare workers, to be diverse in their training. And if you are going to Africa, for instance, for anything, you must learn the African language. It is the local language of where you are going. We do not want people from Hausa or Igbo descent coming to Lagos and, they cannot speak a word in Yoruba and the patients don't know what to do. and your translator obviously is not a doctor and is messing the whole thing up. And at the end of the day, you're losing your patients because of drug-drug interaction, drug-food interaction. They didn't know they were supposed to take the drug on empty stomach because the doctor didn't know how to translate it. So it's been, as a COVID-19 responder, standing up to volunteer, it's that experience. We now have the air ambulance project. We want our healthcare workers to be able to work in A&E, and also have a language training so that when they bring them to A&E, there's been an accident, they brought them to A&E, we want them to be able to, speak the patient language at least till the certified translator comes. So Mr. Erwan Rossley was talking about telemedicine. So for my doctorate degree in healthcare management, luckily I studied telemedicine, home visit and telephone calls, meaning that a nurse can, go to your home at any time because you are unable to make it to the hospital. Instead of waiting for the patient and preparing the A&E, the patients can go there. So I compared before the pandemic, during the pandemic, and post-pandemic. Post-pandemic means the minute vaccination came in. So telemedicine was the only opportunity. I think Erwan Rossley is listening to me. So telemedicine was the only opportunity. And even as Erwan has said, talking about African countries, even in California, I specialized in California. You see that even in California, we have rural areas. We compared the rural area. So because the COVID pandemic is not over, that study is still ongoing and my book cannot be in the library. Of course, I want to make sure I don't miss anything. So I am Dr. Yewande Okunoro Oyekeno. I'm reintroducing myself. I am a telemedicine expert, in COVID pandemic and post-pandemic. So if you want to come to my region, Erwan, if you're coming to Africa, you better hold me along. So those are the teachers, and we want our sponsors, RETMED, Rinzel, Demolu Atoin Joseph, Lady Patience Nkuruka, Madam Miriam Khan has brought all the Pakistani healthcare executive. They will be learning language. Our Asian Journal Club, we have 5 teachers there already. So that's what the Air Ambulance Project is about. So we know that Rossley, if you have an ambulance full of patients, you must have telemedicine app on it so that our patients don't die before we get to the hospital. And we want a doctor on the plane as well as telemedicine. His Royal Highness is raising his hand. So
yes, thank you so very much. Just as a side note, I would suggest that after this call, we have a high-level discussion with Erwan about a way forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So I'll hand over to, or if Erwan has anything to add, but I think he's introduced himself. So I'll hand over to the co-moderator.
If I may add, I'm looking forward to probably connecting with you about this because I think right now many of the developing countries are needing this telemedicine aspect, and yes, including USA. But I think with COVID being very important part of also, but yeah, I'm looking forward to work also in this area. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Over to you, Famolai Tolawao. Famolai, you are on mute. Can you unmute yourself?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was about to say that you are to introduce the sponsors.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Tespope Enterprises was the first sponsor on this project a year ago when I started translating my books to various languages, and he's the sponsor of the Yoruba science fiction movie. He's currently at work now. He's not able to join us, but he sends his wishes. So when he's not a healthcare expert, but of course, with what happened in Ukraine, he's been eager for the air ambulance project, and I think we are going to get more support from him. We have RETMED Physiotherapy and Wellness Center. She was the first person in Nigeria to get this book, Keys to Successful Leadership in Healthcare Settings. Yeah, and Ted Pope was the first globally. So Demolu Atoyin Joseph, she's been attending my public lectures, you know, all through last year, my 40th birthday public lecture, even before I joined WHOPE and I was giving lectures. So Demolu Atoyin Joseph is part of the 1-year story, you know, of the writing in Wendy Norris Medical Research Institute. So Demolu Atoyin Joseph is based in Nigeria. And so when you see me wearing, Dakwa, where are you? Where's your t-shirt? So when you see me wearing Wendy Norris Medical Research Institute, it shows that we have books, we have teachers. Now we need a building. Dakwa, show us your t-shirt. That's my students. Students and workers wear white and I wear black. I'm the principal investigator. Everything goes through me because some students make a lot of mistakes in their research and nobody's bothering to check, and the drugs are ending up at Nigerian borders and we're consuming anything that comes foreign. You know, we need to, you know, check these things properly. So when the Neuro Medical Research Institute is ready to go back to physical premises and we want to start with Africa, so we have Renzel International, we have students that are going to be learning engineering. Of course, to be on the air ambulance project, you must be able to engineer something, maybe telemedicine or an app where if somebody is speaking Yoruba, the engineering students can change it to Hausa for us just by the click of something. You know, so that's why we have 2 STEM ambassadors, which one is my daughter, who is the aeronautical, you know, engineer. If you're having healthcare workers on the plane, you must be able to fix that plane. So my daughter will be fixing the plane. She doesn't like blood. So Renzel will be supporting our engineering students. So we are all going to work together, healthcare and engineering. We have, of course, His Royal Highness here with us. I've been doing my public lectures by, you know, my own Zoom, and people just enjoy it and go away. But His Royal Highness has given us a platform since I joined WHOPE, and we're having our lectures, you know, live, and people can always go back and see the videos. Lagos State government is my sponsor because, of course, my education was funded by them, 10% of my education. So whatever I do, instead of going to, I mean, Lagos State is rich enough. There's nothing I give them that will amount to anything. So that's why I decided to join WHOPE. So if I'm going to give anything to Lagos, I would rather let WHOPE be the beneficiary and let the, you know, they are within Lagos rather than donating to the government. And we are caught in a political, you know, strike when they hand over and then maybe the new political leader doesn't like your project and, you know, it's thrown out. So I'd rather go with a long-term plan. And that's why I spend so much time with WHOPE. So don't be surprised if you see me on a Lagos project. So I am due to serve Lagos State government 1 year in exchange for the scholarship. So in Nigeria, we do not get free scholarships. Abroad, they get free scholarships. In Nigeria, when you get a scholarship, if you're sponsored for 1 year, you will serve for 1 year. So I was sponsored for 1 year and I will serve for 1 year. And those who were sponsored for 4 years will serve the government for 4 years. And many of them don't want to serve the government, so they run away, you know. So a lot of people are going abroad for studies, but Nigeria is not doing a perfect audit. So that's why my PA is a forensic accountant who wants to know how much has gone abroad and how much is coming back. So if we are sending our students abroad to go and study, we need them to come back. So when people see me doing all these things, no, WHOPE has not given me any money, but I am a byproduct of Fashola's administration. So when Fashola sees somebody like me and say, oh, I think we should give this girl, she's a neuroscientist. If we sponsor her, Lagos will benefit. So why will I run away? And there, you know, their problem, you see the Molu Atoyin Joseph talked about neurosurgeon. So I'm a neuroscientist and my specialty is the brain of newborn babies. So I went to university to learn how to repair the brain of newborn babies. So you see that when the people I bring in as sponsors, it's not only about, you know, the money, but what we can gain. So Lagos State government scholarship, I might be saying a special funding, but the fact, you know, when you sign a bond with His Excellency Babatunde Raji Fashola, that he's giving you a scholarship and you are going to serve Lagos State for 1 year. It's not the money, even if it's 1 naira, it's not the money. You know, the fact that you mean I signed the bond, and of course the person I'm signing the bond is somebody that's respected in the society. So scientists understand what I mean when I say byproduct. So if Fashola has done exciting things in Lagos, be ready, because I'm going to, you know, do those kind of good things, because he's one of my mentors, let me say. So him approving my scholarship, you know, when he was governor, you know, really, it really puts me in a lot of position that Nigeria might be poor, you know, but we have things to look upon, you know, and say, yes, we can give back. But if our government is not investing in us and we are the ones selling our property to go and study abroad, do you think we will want to serve them? You know, even those that got 4 or 5 years scholarship, nobody wants to come back, because there's no, for instance, if they come back and there's no computer, if I go to a place and there's no internet for a day, I'll fall sick, you know, because my life has been, you know, adjusted to, you know, life on the internet. So imagine producing 30 books in 1 year, because there's internet here in the UK. So a lot of things we can achieve. So our other sponsor is Honora Perry. She's not here today. However, she's Mrs. Peregrino, and she's the sponsor of Yoruba language in North America and South America. And we have about 5 people in South America that want to learn Yoruba. And when I said, oh, I'm from Yoruba culture, Yoruba tribe, they said, no, Yoruba is not a tribe. Yoruba is a religion, because in South America, they practice the Yoruba religion, you know, and it was all confusing to me. So I'm even learning from them. That's why our Yoruba culture and religion, Brazil is a Brazilian. So that's it. And of course, our moderator who has stepped in as moderator and co-moderator is Famola Itonlawal. She has done so well, so well, and I do appreciate her as a pharmacist, meaning that if you cannot speak English, please, the way she has dissected her English, if you cannot speak English like her, just go and pick a form, because you can't enter my class. I only speak Yoruba in my class, but you speak in English. I know I'm not an English teacher, I'm a Pidgin English teacher, and a Pidgin I dey talk. That's the English teacher, and me, I'm Pidgin English with Kennedy Ada. You know, so I speak Pidgin English because we want African Americans who want to come back to Africa at least be able to speak in Pidgin English, which they love, you know, before picking an African language. I hope I've not missed anybody. So Rinzel, thank you. Enrichment, thank you. Pope, thank you. Venus Health, thank you. Lagos State Government, thank you. And of course, WHOPE. I don't know what to say about WHOPE, but I'm so grateful for the opportunity they've given myself and my teachers who are running after me. When are we going to start? What's happening? My teachers want to resign. 25 teachers want to resign and join me, you know. So we hope that we can get more support through WHOPE, and please, people should partner with WHOPE. Myself, I thank myself, CEO, Wendy Medical Research Institute. I may not be able to give my teachers money, but I have given them an opportunity. Their books are now on Amazon. I believe they should be able to share that to their friends and say, look, my book is on Amazon, so I'm a qualified medical translator. So that will help them prepare for their exam. And thank you once again, His Royal Highness Andrew Williams Jr. I want to say thank you to my family. It's a royal family, the Okunora royal family. I thank everyone and my personal assistant, the naughty boy. I always call him a boy. Gabriel Adedapo says so. I have 2 of them. He's the male version, and my PA female version is Gabriela. So Gabriel and Gabriela, thank you very much. And thank you for every other person that has contributed greatly to this project. Over to you, Famola Itonlawal.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Beautiful. So I'll quickly go to the next on the agenda, which is the board member inauguration by the WHOPE President, Chaplain James Obatumibi. Can you unmute yourself, sir?
Thank you so much. I think at this junction, we have to appreciate everyone joining us in this program. today we are just celebrating the healthcare workers, especially those that have volunteered to work on this project, and those that are partner with this project. Thank you very much, and we are celebrating. We really appreciate you, and that's why we organize this program. And secondly is about the appointment of board members for this project. So we are inaugurating them today. Officially, WHOPE has written to some important personalities that we know they are capable of being a member of the board to oversee this project. We have sent a nomination letter, an invitation letter to about 13 personalities, including the government or institutions. On my list here, we have His Excellency Ambassador Andrew Williams Jr., the president of AHIABGA Network, Dr. Yewande Okunore, the principal investigator of the Nore Medical Research Institute, then Dr. Bratiba Misra, principal of Pamba International School, that is India, and a letter was sent to Lloyd Averty, the co-founder Global Unity Network, Canada. A letter was sent to Lady Patience Nkoroka Nwabasi, the Result International Resources. Then also to Farm Olaiton Lawar, the founder of Venus Earth International. Letter was sent to Ambassador Naila Sulaiman Sudan. Then Mr. Semizo Nsigo from UK, Glenn Toner, the CEO of Promotion, California, USA, then Gloria Mora Alves from Brazil. Also, we have on our list here San Diego State University, College of Engineering, also Lagos State Government, and the Montfort University. These are the nominations we have. And by His grace, we have few people that have accepted the letter and revert back to us, showing their willingness to join the project. The list of board members of healthcare and education services and this project that have shown interest so far. Number one on our list here is Dr. Yewande Okunore, the Nore Medical Research Institute. Also, she's a member of American College of Healthcare Executive. Also, we have Dr. Olusegun in place of some other that have written to us that they are not interested. Olusegun Peter Ogunobi is an advisory board member, Health, Europe and Canada. Then Mr. Semizo Nsigo, advisory board member, Aviation, that is United Kingdom. We have Gloria Moraves, South American region director, that is from Brazil. We have Lady Patience Nkoroka Nwabasi, the Result International, Nigeria. And also we have Farm Olaiton Lawar, Venus Earth International, Africa, Asia, and Middle East. Then number 7 of them that has given us a letter of acceptance is Dr. Bratiba Misra, the principal of Pambai International School from India. So by the grace of God today, we are going to inaugurate this board, and their functions, duties will be duly sent with the appointment letter with them for them to come together, form a formidable team over this project. As we have heard about this project, some of us are just hearing it now, and some are falling in love into this project. I've seen so many, 2 or 3 questions from Maria Khan that has been putting on the platform. I think Lawa should check that. Famaliton Lawa, please check those questions. So we're able to attend to them one after the other. And she said they have a program. She wants to know the way forward for them to know what to do. And that is why we are putting this board together. This board will see over the movement, the operation of this project for easier and smoother operations and to be able to achieve our goal on this project. And we're going to set another time to have meeting with the board members that are going to be inaugurated today. So by the special grace of God as well, the list we have here, the 7 of them that have shown interest, we are going to officially inaugurate them today to be a member of this board that will oversee this healthcare and education project that we are officially commencing. When the Northern Medical Research Institute, in collaboration with World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity, have put this together. And we have more people, organizations that have come together to support, as they have been announcing earlier before now. So officially, I'm announcing as the president of World Humanitarian Organization for Peace. Dr. Iwande Okunore Oyekeno, when the Northern Medical Research Institute, a member of the American College of Healthcare Executive, as the chairman of that board. We are also inaugurating Dr. Olusegun Peter Ogunobi to be a member of that board. Mr. Semiso Unsigo, also a member. Gloria More Alvarez, a member. Lady Patience Kirukara Nwabasi, also a member. Famaliton Lawar, a member, and Dr. Pratiba Misra, a member of that board. The board are to sit together, create time to look into the project and to see how they can come together to move this project forward. When else, good health, perfect health come together, they make moves, they make good and perfect moves. And that's why we are putting this together. It is an initiative, a project that must move forward, that the whole world must know about it. So officially, we have just inaugurated this, 7 of them. Those that have not replied us, by the grace, if we see a positive result from them, they might still join this board. But this is the list we have so far, and so good. The 7 of them officially today, in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, we have inaugurated them. And I just pray for these 7, that God will give you more, He will give you strength, He will give you power to achieve the purpose, the goal of inaugurating this board today in the name of Jesus. He will give you resources. He will give you all you need to move this project forward in the name of Jesus. Money comes. All the materials, money, men, and materials that you need to move this project forward. You need money. You need men that will join you, that will support hand, that will support the project. You also need materials that will move the project forward. I pray, may the Lord supply you all in the name of Jesus. And it shall be well with you. And by this time of next year, we will say and count our blessings in many folds. So be it. So God bless you all. And I have to appreciate everyone coming together, especially that has been nominated today, our inaugurated today. So thank you so much for having you on board. We will discuss more about this, your letter of appointment, and other things that we have to discuss about that. So thank you for having me on board.
Thank you so much, Chaplain James or Batomibi, for that. Thank you so much. So I'll briefly go to the next on the agenda, which says guest discussion, chat room active by the co-moderator, which is now the moderator, Pharmacist Olaito Law. And so I would ask that Dr. Yewande unmutes herself so we make this quite interactive. It will just be like about 2 minutes, I guess, because the closing remark and the vote of thanks would shortly take place after that. Dr. Yewande.
Yeah, thank you very much. I must say that though we've had the list of the board members, and I must say thank you very much, Chaplain Dr. James Obatumibi, for the opportunity you have given us. One thing I must say is that we have STEM ambassadors, because if you want to support teenagers, for instance, you want to write a syllabus, what they should be learning in school, then the first person to ask is the teenagers themselves. So we have STEM ambassadors who are teenagers, however, because of how they have they've done so well, and this has led to them getting admission at international universities. So we have 2 STEM ambassadors who will be inaugurated at the end of July after their WHOPE. The representative of the Montfort University is here, of course, Gabriel Adedakwa-Adefiseso, Master of Science in Forensic Accounting, because when we have a board, I mean, we need somebody who's going to be there for money matters. And of course, I'm a scientist, so I want to remain so. Gabriel, can you just say a word? So he's going to be an advisory board member, finance. He's not playing an active role, but science, technology, engineering, and maths. We believe that he falls into the maths place. So we have teenage STEM ambassadors and we have adult STEM ambassadors. So we want university students at home and abroad, you know, to fall into that position, to encourage other people, you know, to come on board. So Gabriel Adedakwa-Adefiseso has been with me for about 6 months now and is my official staff. Of course, he has filled the United States tax form, so he can just explain what it's like to work with me and what we should expect from the board. Gabriel.
Okay. Hello, good day, everyone. This is Gabriel. Thank you for inviting me to the program. And so far, working with Dr. Mrs. Yewande has been very, very good. It's been nice. We've done so much. I got to learn a lot of stuff concerning research, because normally I don't really like research, but so far so good. It's been good, and for my master's program, it's helped me a lot in my my course of study, and for it's helped me a lot. That's what I can say. And for future programs, she has a lot in store, and I believe that with the right amount of finances from funds from the societies, I believe we can go far in programs. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Gabriel. I think from my side, you know, and from his end, he's been able to speak. But one thing he didn't mention is that when we have an air ambulance, we just don't want to be doing free service. We want to, because we're a charity organization, WHOPE is a charity organization, but remember that people are going to invest in us. So they want return on their investment. So how are we going to make money? That's why we do need a finance expert. on our team. So if we have things like models where investors can come in and say, oh, this is good. I think this would be good for my hospital. So we want our students to be able to create airplanes from the scratch and put hospital beds in them and actually have a perfect, ambulance that can, fly in the air and fly in space, because nobody knows tomorrow. And climate change, the way things are going, we definitely need an air ambulance that can take us to space, take some refugee and asylum status for all of us, and come back when things are better. We are just thinking outside the box, because to be honest, Ukraine never planned what happened to them, and we saw that they were evacuating, and it was just too much. As a healthcare worker, I couldn't watch anymore. So that's why this rescue operation started. I mean, it's a right to be rescued, but in healthcare, we have a triage system where they could say only people 25 years and below will be rescued. So, it's a lot on healthcare workers. So we need to work together with people, stakeholders in human rights, to actually understand that before you even fight for the right of somebody, you need to understand the healthcare system. It's not easy for us to choose who to die and who to live, so that's why air ambulance operation is there, so that even if the road ambulance cannot rescue, the air ambulance can take, people who are more vulnerable, and then the road ambulance can take the others. So that's what this project is about for those who are just coming on board. And I thank Famolaiton Lawal. In about 6 weeks to 2 months now, she's been hardworking. And the Brazilian Ministry of Health, of course, want us to have a presentation. So that's how far we have gone. And Lady Nkiru Kanwabasi has been very active, as an Igbo promoter, and now, into the engineering sector. So of course, if we have an air ambulance, we need to make sure we have enough petroleum, and maybe later we are not using petroleum or diesel, we are using some other form of energy. That's where the Nkiru Kanwabasi comes in. So our engineering students, whatever they discover, will pass through Rinzel International, which will be able to produce something, that WHOPE can raise money from and to support the charity project. So that's all I have to say. And so when we come to you as a healthcare worker, if you are not able to support financially, you should be able to support by providing us with students, for instance, that want to do their internship. So Dakpo has been with me for 6 months, and he's in charge of paying my teachers. So the teachers are now going to be translators on the air ambulance project. So that's how far we've gone, and we are welcome. You're welcome to send in your suggestions. So Prophet Anya has her hands raised.
Just a very quick question, and I'm sorry, I know you're closing. I just wondered, your air ambulance, you have already those in place? You have agreements with Boeing or a company that you're already getting that done, or funding? How does that work?
Yes, I did have a meeting with Eagle Point Funding. So what the first thing they wanted us was to write a proposal for the US Air Force and NASA, because the aerospace engineering student is my daughter, and she's just been admitted at San Diego State University. So she's going to be studying aerospace engineering. However, here on WHOPE project, she's an intern. So she's going to be one leg in the US, one leg in Africa. And so writing a proposal for the US Air Force means that the information will be classified. It therefore means that we are going to have various models. So investors can manipulate and say, oh, I think this model will be more suitable for my organization. So we want our students, it's like you're a designer, you are designing planes for hospitals. They might say, oh, I want a 5-bed ambulance, air ambulance. So you might just make a helicopter. So they are all models, that can go in space. So the only current organization we have now is the Brazilian Ministry of Health, and then the representative for funding for US Air Force and NASA. So that's how far I've gone. However, within my society, the American College of Healthcare Executives and the British Pharmacological Society, Society for Neuroscience, I'm also making interested stakeholders aware so that they might just want us to design whatever they want, instead of us having a, stereotype product. So Erwin Roslis, and so I hope I've answered your question, Professor. Prophet and Anya. Yes.
Just
So
and so
investors are,
lastly,
yeah.
will any of the building be done in Africa, you think? And that's just sort of my last question.
Yes. WHOPE is a very it's a good place, but WHOPE premises is not an airfield, so to speak. So the students may not have obviously enough space. So because I'm funded by the Lagos State government partially, that proposal is going to them because there's a 3-day holiday in Nigeria next week. So until Thursday before they resume. So we are sending a proposal to the Lagos State government and the Federal Republic of Nigeria, because as of now, Nigeria does not have a plane they can call theirs. So these are governments that are interested so that the students can actually have an airfield, to practice, rather than WHOPE premises where they might only just be able to make space toys, things that can fly within the kitchen. We don't want that. We want our projects to be, like I'm making a Nigerian airline, something like that. So we're working with people that already have airlines, like in Dubai, they have Emirates. So we're trying to work to get a university that can support our students, because Nigerian universities may not be able to design such technology of designing a plane or even a modification of an existing airplane to an air ambulance. So we are looking for universities that can support our students. First thing, they must be, anybody on internship on air ambulance must be admitted to a university. But we have people who can say, I'm a pilot, I don't want to go to university, I just want to fly a plane. So we have such people who are planning to train with British Airways here in the UK. So we are recruiting students for internship at the first instance, and at the same time looking for sponsorship and collaboration with universities, so that even if we don't get financial funding, with what the children can do age 16 to 25, they can actually make models with, scrap, for instance, before they get funding. Nobody's going to give them a $50,000 worth of, vessel to manipulate. They first need to do it on, paper, by drawing and things like that. So if you have healthcare workers or engineering students that want to train, we're still putting our ideas together, but we're open to collaboration.
Well, I'll get in touch with Prince Andrew, because Wichita, of course, we consider ourselves the air capital. They have a name for it. But I'll talk to him, and he can let you know if there's some possibilities here, because that we were working on something with Ghana once to do some type of collaborative around this whole thing. But anyway, I won't take up any more time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Mr. Erwan Rossley has his hand raised.
Yes, if I may make some suggestion, is that on this program, that maybe you want to cover a comprehensive program, including the like mobile ambulance type, like from accident to the hospital, that kind of approach, and also cover all areas of Africa, not only a single Nigeria country, for example, since the problem is very common for every country. So this is something that we can develop it, whether it is the from medical aspect, for example, checking the remote monitoring, for example, will be something that very much needed at the present time, whether it's heart monitoring or anything, blood glucose monitoring, those kind of things, maybe something that can be included in this proposal, I would think.
Yeah, thank you very much, Rossi. Yeah, the reason we have language teachers And I think we have 15 languages at the moment. So that's why all our language teachers are taking the certification exams to be medical translators so they can work on the air ambulance. They might not be healthcare workers, but they should be able to speak the language of the patient, whether by Zoom or physically being on the ambulance. So, this is an 18-month project in the first instance. So it's a proof of concept study. So it's divided into 3 stages where there's going to be a manipulation / modification of existing air models. And then the second stage, the children are going to actually build, airplanes from scratch. And then the third model is the third stage. The last 6 months is where they have something that can go to space. These are things that they watch on Spider-Man and other science fiction movies. So we are bringing it to life to them and say, for instance, what if there is a disaster and all of us have to leave planet Earth? Of course, we can't all get on the plane. Okay, we are taking maybe age 16 and below. These children should be able to make a vessel that can go into space, for instance, and say, oh, this is a refugee aircraft where we are going to seek refuge. It's called the hibernation. So we have this vessel names already. But we are working hard as well, because I think it was 2 days ago I had a meeting with Miriam Khan. She's gone now, and Ivy Lawson was talking about a company in Ghana where, of course, if you speak a language, it can translate automatically with the app to the language you want to hear, so that if you're rescuing somebody from Colombia who only speaks in Spanish and Portuguese, and you are bringing him to the nearest hospital, and maybe the nearest available place, is Kenya. How do you cope? So that's why all our language teachers are working on this project. So for any proposal we are writing, all language teachers must, work together to ensure that we understand the language of the victim, that you are trying to rescue. You must understand their language, otherwise there's no need taking them to a place where nobody understands what they're saying. It's more damaging, rescuing someone and not know what to tell them, how to say, how do they feel. So that's why we're combining healthcare and engineering experts. So I think with the meeting we've had today, I don't know if it's acceptable to announce it publicly, but I think Mr. Erwan Rossley should actually be on the board. Famolai Tonlawal and Chaplain Dr. James Obatumbi, do you agree with me?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a telemedicine
Absolutely.
expert. However, I studied California, so I can't even speak for the whole of United States. So I can only speak for California. So yeah, so let me just say it's an informal invitation. So Mr. Erwan Rossley, you are welcome. I'll be happy to have somebody who understands what I'm saying when I start talking telemedicine.
Reverend Jim also mentioned to me, I do not have any medical degree myself, and so I'm only on a pharmaceutical aspect of it. But I'm very involved with the telemedicine program for the poor. So if that would be acceptable, yes, I would be accepting board membership if it is okay with Reverend James, Dr. James. I wasn't sure.
Yes, sir. Over to you, Chaplain Dr. James Obatumbi, to accept. So we can do that later by sending out the letters. So Chaplain Dr. James, do you want to make a comment on that, sir?
Well, thank you. I think it's the spirit that's still working, because I've had it in mind too that you should be a member of that board. But as we're having it now, as the Spirit has led you to put that on board, I think the Spirit of God is one. So honorably, we have to inaugurate him as well to join the board members for this project. One thing I want him to understand is that it's not about medical experience now to be on that board, because we are putting resources together. We have the professionals there. We have the ones that have degrees, doctorate, they're already. But we just have to come together to support them. So it's not necessary we have degree or doctorates in medicine, medical area or something before we could know what is right, before we could help them to get in touch with organizations that we know can support the project. So that is why we want people of like minds to come together to do this. So it's not necessarily you have the certificate or the degree. So you are highly welcome on board, and by the grace of God, as you are joining them today, I know it will be for greatness, it will be for multiplications, it will be for blessing, and it will be for fruitfulness. So you are welcome on board, dear Honorable Ivan. So thank you so much.
Thank you. It is an honor for me.
Welcome, sir. Dr. Yewande, are you done? No, we just speak. You done?
Yes, I think
Should I
that's
continue?
about, okay, His Royal Highness has his hands up, raised up.
Just for housekeeping purposes, I did set aside an additional 30 minutes for networking. You can take advantage of it or not, but you have that option. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Highness. Prophet N.I.M. who has a hands raised.
Yes, I just wondered, and of course, this is my first time here, but I'm hearing this. I know someone who does some work, at least when it comes to it. I'm trying to think of the exact name of it, but they work for a company that makes planes. Is it possible for me at some point if you have an advisory board that, because I haven't talked to them, that maybe they might I could put their name forth, or they could put their own name forth for the advisory board? How do you do that?
You can just send the name to Chaplain Dr. James, ma'am.
Okay.
I've already connected you two together, and included Chaplain James. So please check your email and follow up through that. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Madam Miriam Khan has left. So our first project is the Asian Journal Club, and we are going to be covering the whole of Asia and Middle East. So the Pakistan healthcare executives, as well as the Asian region healthcare workers. We have a pharmacist, Drashti Jani. She speaks in German, Hindi, and English. So she will be working closely with Pamela Tonlawa. The reason we're starting with Asia is because we have about 4 or 5 teachers there. And then the Brazilian Ministry of Health wants us to I think it's the WHOPE website now. They want us to do some things that will show all these things we are saying to be on the WHOPE website, because I mean it's a country and it's a Ministry of Health, and they are not in Nigeria. They want to see what we are saying, not just we saying it in a Zoom meeting. So that's 2 things we have for this month, and we're welcome. I think the other one is the European Journal Club. So we have language teachers in those languages as well: Italian, Spanish, German. Yeah, His Highness has his hands raised.
Joseph Akinola was not able to join us here, but he provides support services for any design you might need going forward with this collaboration. Again, that's something we can discuss afterwards at your convenience.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So over to the CEO of WHOPE and Pamela Tonlawa. What is left on the agenda, if there's anything? I think it's closing.
Yeah, just a closing remarks and vote of thanks by the WHOPE president, Chaplain James Obatumigi.
Chaplain Dr. James Obatumigi.
Yes, I'm very much
pardon my manners.
And I think at this junction, I want to appreciate everyone. It has been a wonderful day having you all around. It's not just easy for people taking their time to be here. But the most painful thing to me today is just that I have not heard anything from Lady Patient Nkuru Kanwa Basi. I've not heard her voice, either yes or no, either tiny voice or thick voice. I've not heard anything. Please, I would like to hear from just a word from you.
I hear my amen, sir. My amen. Did you hear my amen?
Okay,
I said amen several times.
If you say so, oh God, thank you so much. That's a wonderful.
Yes, I'm with you,
thank
sir.
you so much, because I'm happy for you being here with us. So at this junction, I want to thank every one of you and those that have replied us duly for joining this team, joining the board. I thank you so much. And those that have not sent the letter, some were just telling me that they are just sending the letter right now. So I think they have to work on that in person of Ambassador Avati Lloyd, because he ought to be in this member too, this board member. And everyone that is joining us, I received several messages before now from India, Dr. Minashi, and that's why I told her to quickly join us here. Dr. Minashi, if you are here with us, is talking about this healthcare project. I don't know if she has text Ambassador Andrew or any one of us, but I just told her to quickly join us here. Ambassador Dr. Minashi.
Yeah, very good evening, all the ambassadors, excellencies, greetings from India. Hope you all are doing great.
Thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you. We are doing great.
Yeah, and I really want to wish all of you, happy Eid. It's a Ramadan period, so we will be having Eid very soon. So just want to wish you Almighty bless you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so this is our invitation from India. So yeah, this would be great to invite all of you for Global UN SDG Panel Conference Awards 2022. And the topic is Leadership Impact SDG Summit. And we will be having conference, we can probably share the email to Ambassador Andrew William and Ambassador James, so you can do the needful, share with everybody the topics of sustainability. They can be spokesperson. We would be honoring them with the certification. We'll be mentioning they supported UNGC mission, SDG mission, and the UNSCAP from Network India. So I think you all would be joining us as a family, friends, and this would be great to have you an honor for Leadership Impact SDG Summit, Global UN SDG Awards 2022, Season 2. And it's a call for the entire world. There would be 160 plus ambassadors worldwide who will be virtually getting connected with us. And we are blessed that we have a delegation from different countries, like there are 100 plus delegation who will be coming here physically to attend the conference. This would be a great, great new innovative chapter for all of us. So are you excited?
Yes, yes, and yes. Namaste, dear sister.
Namaste, namaste.
Namaste.
If I may, I did share briefly the event. This is the second annual event. I've encouraged Meenakshi to consider this to be just the second of events that carry us through the remaining decade of action to deliver the Sustainable Development Goals. In addition, this is the middle of the United Nations Global Compact 2021 through 2023 Worldwide and Africa Strategy for the decade of action to deliver the SDGs, because everyone here is involved, in particular with SDG number 3. I would suggest that we align our efforts with this campaign that has just been launched to recruit new members of the United Nations Global Compact. Meenakshi took that advice from me, as did in India, Dr. Armajan Zaidi. She is in direct contact with the United Nations Global Compact director for the country of India. So as we look to this collaboration going forward, Nigeria has been designated as the African hub for the launch. There'll be 5 hubs total, but as of this year, it is due to be open in Abuja. So I recommend that Dr. Yewande, we align our efforts through the university and also the Lagos government so that we elevate this event for Meenakshi to not just be a global event for them, but also to be a global support for the United Nations Global Compact in its own launch as well. We can discuss that afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you indeed. Indeed. Thanks for all your efforts. And, all of you, we are looking forward, have enthusiasm audience for Leadership Impact SDG Summit 2022 Season 2. I hope you all would be getting enrolled, and, we'll be happy to see you, among 200 plus delegation. Yeah.
Oh, one more thing, Dr. Yewande. Because your efforts are focused on language and translations, please keep in mind, it was the UN General Secretary, Dag Hammarskjöld, who first implemented the United Nations Secretariat. Your team is poised to not only produce the current objectives that you outlined, but you can leverage that through being media ambassadors, if you choose, through the AHIABGA network. As you know, all of these live streaming events for the last 18 months are streamed on our Facebook page of 2,000 members. But we need to now take advantage of this basic group core and utilize your translation services so that as you produce your publicity releases about your events and other related events like with Meenakshi, we can reach multiple audiences in multiple languages on a global scale at a very affordable cost. And the benefit to you, of course, will be to not just get the credit on behalf of your organization, but the individuals themselves can begin to build their portfolio so that they can earn additional income streams as they participate with your project. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Andrew. Thank you for that. I think Ambassador Iwan can hear this. Ambassador Andrew is not a medical practitioner, but he has ideas, global ideas on this, on that, how things should be done. And that's why we are putting resources together, ideas together to achieve the goal. So it's not necessary you are a medical practitioner before you can support or give us a green light on what to do or where to go. So that is a wonderful coming from His Royal Highness Honorable Ambassador Andrew. The title is too much, so anyone that comes to your mouth, just say it. Ambassador Andrew, thank you so much. And Ambassador Avati Lloyd is just saying the letters I've said. I've just copied you, Dr. Yewande, to see to the question he has just asked. So, and every other person joining us, thank you so much. The program in India, we, by the grace of God, will plan to be there. And every one of us too is invited. We can also invite our members to associate. So thank you for having us on board today and for this wonderful program. I must say wonderful thank you to our honorable moderator, Olaiton Lawal. If you told me you have never done this before, I would never believe that, because you have done perfectly well today. And thank God that the main moderator is not here for you to showcase your ability. So thank you. And we are going to hold on to you because today is not as
you went muted.
Programs are so we get better and better on that. So thank you so much, everybody. Ambassador Andrew, thank you for hosting us. All the participants, thank you. All the speakers, all the board members I say thank you and God bless you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you all. Thank you.
We appreciate you all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, the board members.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, all the board
Thank you very
members.
much.
Board members,
Yes, for those who are not
well done.
healthcare experts, Demolu Atoyin Joseph is on my team for choosing careers in nursing. So those that go abroad and the first thing they want to do is to go and work in a care home, please, they should pass through Demolu Atoyin Joseph. She teaches choosing careers in nursing. So she has been the one bringing science students to take part in the summer camp. So this year again, we are having summer camp. That's why all the teachers, the board members, we are all ready. When the kids go home for summer break this year, 2022, those in US normally go on break before those in Africa. So once they're on summer break, just bring them to WHOPE. We're going to keep them busy. And what else can you use to keep a teenager busy or a university student busy than, to ask him to make a play? Even if it's just with paper, they will bring out the models and don't be surprised. My daughter was 9 years old or 8 years old when she came with me to the United Kingdom. Anywhere I go, masters, she gets her bag and follow her mom. And I came for PhD and she came with me and our first assignment was in astronomy and she got an award. So don't be surprised today. She's an incoming freshman at San Diego State University. She's going to be representing WHOPE as our international translation director, meaning that if anyone wants to translate anything in the United States, just call her. And with our 25 teachers we've had today, so we're going to attach her to a hospital, and that's where telemedicine is important. She'll just dial the number of the teacher and they can translate. So we need our students to have jobs that are far from cleaning, and I'm not saying cleaning is a bad job or driving is a bad job, but we want them to be doing jobs that are related to their education. So I believe that if I've done well with my 16-year-old daughter going to university, and then Oluwatoyin Joseph has given me a STEM ambassador. He's my climate change expert, Master Kamsi Wagu. He's going for computer engineering. I think I've done well, even if it's with those two as giving you as example. So I've done well with my daughter, and the person Demoluwatoyin gave me, there's another one, but she's only 12 going to 13, so she's too young. I would announce her, but if she speaks, you think, the Minister of Health is speaking. So those are my STEM ambassadors. They are age 16 to 25, and they're doing well. So bring your kids this summer. You can see the teachers are ready. The board members are ready. Where are the students? Thank you very much.
If you'd like to close with showing your video and a wave, now's the time. If you'd like to save the chat, now's the time. If you'd like to have any closing thoughts, now's the time. Okay, with that, thanks everyone for joining us. And we all love you, and we all love each other, and we look forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Highness.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Wonderful
everyone.
project.
Thank
to everyone.
you.
Blessings.
Au revoir.
Thank you.
Au revoir. Ciao.
Well,
We're gone.
Gaussian City. That's Chinese.
Ubuntu.
Oda.